Well, good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the Alliance for Better Utah's 5th annual breakfast, and from the looks of it, perhaps the last one we'll have here at the Falls. I'd like to thank you all for being here with us this morning. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Josh Kanter, and I'm the founder and the board chair of the Alliance for Better Utah. Apparently I'm done. That's awesome. I'd like to take a moment to express my gratitude to our board and staff, our volunteers and interns. Many of you have been standing with me since day one in this journey. Others of you have joined us more recently. But to all of you, I say thank you. And if you are on our board or staff or volunteers or interns, if you just raise your hand and say hi, we'd like to look around and thank you. I'd also like to extend a special thanks to folks here who either are currently serving or have served in any level or branch of government. You guys are right up there with public school teachers these days, so thank you as well. And if you'd like to raise your hands, thank you also for being here. And to our sponsors who made this morning possible, I'd like to also extend our thanks to our platinum sponsor, Jonathan Ruka and Century Financial, our gold sponsors, Bob Archibald and Heal Utah, Sam and Diane Stewart, Art Lipson and Rochelle Kaplan, our silver sponsors, Mike and Donna Weinholtz and Grassroots Utah Strategies, Planned Parenthood Association of Utah, Sue Ellis, Paul and Terrell Dugan, Cheryl Allen and the Friends of the lawsuit opposing SB 78, Karen Shepard, David Irvine, Stephen Labrum, Equality Utah, the Utah Education Association, Blueprint Public Affairs and Brand Pink, and Carl and Vanessa Lorella. Thank you very much. You know, I spend so much time talking about what ABU does that I often forget to talk about why we do it. Despite the election of Donald Trump, despite the craziness that characterizes our state legislature, despite the absurdity we're watching under the guise of tax reform, multiple attempts to gut the ACA, the attack on net neutrality, attacks on LGBT rights, yesterday, attacks on our national monuments, I stand before you as an optimist. I remain an optimist because I believe we share more than divides us. I believe that we can find common ground. I believe in American exceptionalism, and I believe in the American dream. I believe in government, because I believe we are the government. But to believe these things and to implement these things and what they stand for, we need to reject fear. We need to reject hatred, and we need to reject false narratives. We need to strive for balance. We need to strive for accountability, and we need to strive for transparency. Simply put, we need to strive to be better. And this is what we do and what we stand for at the Alliance for Better Utah. We started this organization believing that there was a better way, believing that we can all be better. If you'll indulge me, and you don't really have much of a choice, I'm afraid, I'd like to read you a short poem that some of you may know. It's called The Indispensable Man, and it goes like this. Sometime when you're feeling important, sometime when your ego's in bloom, sometime when you take it for granted, you're the best qualified in the room. Sometime when you feel you're going would leave an unfillable hole. Just follow these simple instructions and see how they humble your soul. Take a bucket and fill it with water. Put your hand in up to the wrist. Pull it out and the hole that's remaining is a measure of how much you'll be missed. You can splash all you wish when you enter. You may stir up the water galore. But stop and you'll find that in no time, it looks quite the same as before. The moral of this quaint example is to do just the best that you can. Be proud of yourself, but remember, there's no indispensable man. So why do I read you this poem this morning? Well, like so many people after this last election, when we first started the Alliance for Better Utah, I thought this would be easier. But politics is not easy. Politics is not a linear game. It moves and fits and starts, steps forward and backward. It's made up of victories and losses. But I believe the work we're doing here is critically important to achieving our shared goals. Whether that's bringing more balance to the legislature, seeking better policy decisions, reforming the way we affect redistricting, making healthcare a right rather than a privilege, protecting LGBT rights or a women's reproductive rights, properly funding our school system, supporting teachers, promoting renewable energy, improving air quality, the list goes on and on. We at the Alliance for a Better Utah are fighting these battles every day. We're fighting to make sure that our children inherit a world even more beautiful than the one our parents left for us. But these aren't short-term goals, and these are not quick battles. Some of these battles will in fact be settled quickly, but many will continue for years to come. Some will outlive me. Some will outlive all of us in this room. But a crowd fights with us today, and if we continue to lay the groundwork, others will continue to fight long after we're gone. Which brings me back to that poem. I know that I am not indispensable. I know that the Alliance for Better Utah is not indispensable. Frankly, none of us in this room are indispensable. We picked up this torch from those that came before us, and someday others will carry that torch farther than we ever thought possible. But while we're here and while we have the fight still in us, I hope that you'll continue to follow and support our work. And we in turn will continue to fight, and we will work to earn your pride and your support as together we work to build a better Utah. So we'd like to invite you to watch a short video presentation we prepared. Enjoy your breakfast. And we'll shortly hear from our fabulous keynote speaker, who I also didn't thank for being here, Michael Waldman, who will be introduced by my better half, Catherine Kanter, the manager of the Better Boundaries Redistricting Ballot Initiative. And finally, we'll close a bit later with some remarks from our vice chair, Jonathan Ruga. So thank you again for being here, and thank you for your support.